Hello everyone, I have a fun book for you today. This one is called, it's called Fluffy's Lucky Day. I have a feeling we may see some leprechauns in there, and have no fear, I won't talk about this past this point. I can't make any promises, but I promise you I won't talk about this way for at least for another 15 seconds or more. Alright, here we go. Fluffy's Lucky Day. And I see a pot of gold. And I know that pots of gold often come or show up or appear where? When? All right, we'll test to see if you're right about that. I love green. Let me just move this a little closer so you can see it. Okay, here we go. Today is our lucky day, Miss Day told her class. It is, thought Fluffy. Oh boy. We have a visitor from Ireland, said Miss Day. This is Mr. Kelly, Jasmine's grandfather. He has come to tell us about St. Patrick's Day and about the green land of Ireland. I love green, thought Fluffy. I guess Fluffy is this little... Is Fluffy a chipmunk? Yeah, I guess Fluffy's a chipmunk. I can't really tell what kind of animal Fluffy is. Let's see if it says it here. No, I don't really know. We'll see if we can figure it out as we go. Mr. Kelly had on a green shirt and a green vest. He had on green pants and green shoes. He wore a red scarf around his neck. Top of the morning to you, said Mr. Kelly. I love green. Me too, thought Fluffy. Ireland has green grass, said Mr. Kelly. I love grass, thought Fluffy. Ireland has hills of green clover, said Mr. Kelly. I love clover, thought Fluffy. Take me to Ireland. So Fluffy is dreaming of going to Ireland. On St. Patrick's Day, said Mr. Kelly, everyone in Ireland wears green, even the leprechauns. He walked to Fluffy's play yard. He picked Fluffy up. He said, a leprechaun is a wee one, no bigger than this guinea pig. Oh, it's a guinea pig. You see that? If you're patient, you can make predictions, right? Because that's what good readers do. But if you're patient, often your questions will get answered. Hey, who are you calling a wee one? Thought Fluffy. All of a sudden, Fluffy's demeanor, the way Fluffy is behaving and acting, and the way Fluffy feels right now, Fluffy's demeanor is changing. And it's not the meaner, like the meaner person. It's demeanor. 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 It's the way someone's acting at the time. I think is the best way I can define it. Leprechauns always tell the truth, said Mr. Kelly. They're grumpy and very rich. Every leprechaun has a pot of gold. I wish I had a pot of gold, said Emma. Me too, everyone said. Me too. Fluffy was not sure what gold was, but everyone wanted a pot of it, so Fluffy wanted one too. If you catch a leprechaun, you can get his gold, said Mr. Kelly. How? Asked Maxwell. Yeah, how? Thought Fluffy. So they're all thinking about catching leprechauns? I bet you they didn't think their day was going to go that way when they came to school today. Keep your eye on him, said Mr. Kelly. He cannot disappear while you're looking at him. He will try to get away, oh yes, he will try to trick you. But keep looking at him. At last he will give up and show you where his gold is hidden. Have you ever seen a leprechaun? Asked Wade. I've caught one, said Mr. Kelly. He is in my pocket. Mr. Kelly reached into his pocket. Come out, Tom, he said. Fluffy's eyes grew big. He couldn't wait to see a wee one. This is interesting. What do you think's going to happen next? Maybe. Oh, my stars, said Mr. Kelly. Tom has disappeared. If you see him, keep your eye on and catch him. Keep your eye on him and catch him. Fluffy did not see Tom, but he hoped he would. Then he would catch him and get his pot of gold. After all, thought Fluffy, today is my lucky day. Right? And they always talk about the luck of the Irish, right? Fluffy meets a leprechaun. Look at how they spell that word, leprechaun. Leprechaun. That's interesting, right? Will you stay for our St. Patrick's Day party, Miss Day? Asked Mr. Kelly. We're having green cupcakes, said Emma. with green sprinkles, said Jasmine. I'll stay, said Mr. Kelly. Fluffy closed his eyes. He pictured Ireland. He saw green grass and green clover and green beans and all sorts of good green things to eat. Fluffy saw himself dressed in green with a red scarf around his neck. So dressed pretty much like Mr. Kelly, right? Maybe we have a friend in our class whose last name is Kelly, correct? Fluffy walked down a green road. He heard a noise, tap, tap, tap. Fluffy looked behind a bush. A leprechaun, thought Fluffy. Top of the morning to you, leprechaun, Fluffy said. The leprechaun jumped. I don't know why I'm speaking in an Irish accent. The leprechaun jumped. Oh, my stars, he said. Fluffy looked at the leprechaun. Where's your pot of gold, Fluffy said. Over there, said the leprechaun. He pointed. In the field, see it? Fluffy was about to turn his head, then he remembered. He had to keep looking at the leprechaun. You can't trick me, said Fluffy. He kept his eyes on the leprechaun. I give up, said the leprechaun. I will take you to my gold. Fluffy smiled. Let's go, he said. The leprechaun led Fluffy to a field of weeds. My gold is buried here, he said, under this weed. Fluffy knew the leprechaun was telling the truth. I will get a shovel, Fluffy said. I will dig up your gold. Fluffy had to find this weed again, so he tied his red scarf to it. Do not take the scarf off while I am gone, said Fluffy. I won't, said the leprechaun. Fluffy knew that leprechaun was telling the truth. He ran home for a shovel, but when he came back, he got a big surprise. A red scarf just like his was tied to every weed. Which weed was it? Said Fluffy. There was no way. Oh, excuse me, to tell. When you yawn, you could say, excuse me. It's just kind of polite. You don't want people to feel like, I don't know, I guess they're boring or something if you're yawning in front of them, but I'm really just a little tired. That's all. The leprechaun told the truth, thought Fluffy. But he tricked me. Now I will never find his pot of gold. Fluffy heard someone laughing. He knew it was the leprechaun. Ha 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 ha! That's not how they laugh, is it? Do you have a better leprechaun laugh? Go ahead, let me hear yours. Wow, that was really good. I'm impressed. Do you know a leprechaun? No, you're probably just making it up, right? Yeah, okay. Fluffy's lucky day. The laughing grew louder. Fluffy opened his eyes. He was not in green Ireland. He was in his play yard. So he looks like he's a little confused and startled there. You know, sometimes we have a dream and we wake up and we're like, whoa, like what just happened? And we have to remember, like, oh wow, I'm at home and I'm in my bed. All the kids were laughing. They were having their St. Patrick's Day party. I guess I'm not invited, thought Fluffy. This is not my lucky day. Fluffy went to his food bowl. He looked in it. He saw something. A leprechaun, said Fluffy. And there's the leprechaun inside of the bowl. Go away, said the leprechaun. I'm taking a nap. Fluffy said, Are you Tom? The leprechaun said, Maybe yes, maybe no. Why should I tell you? You are Tom, said Fluffy, and you are grumpy. Tom frowned. So what? He said. All leprechauns are grumpy. Do you know what it is to be grumpy? Yeah. It's like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, right? Grumpy. Wasn't one of the dwarfs called Grumpy? Yeah, Grumpy is like not happy, right? All leprechauns are rich too, said Fluffy. I want your gold. Tom pointed to the far end of the play yard. A pot of gold is over there, he said, but it is your gold. Fluffy smiled. You can't trick me, he said. I will not look over there. Have it your way, said the leprechaun, but I'm telling you the pot of gold is there, and leprechauns always tell the truth. Is that true? Do they always tell the truth? Is this a trick, Fluffy wondered. He tried to keep one eye on Tom. He tried to look at the pot of gold with the other eye, but he could not do it. I'm going to look, said Fluffy. Do you promise not to move while I turn my head to look? Tom nodded. I promise, he said. Fluffy knew the leprechaun was telling the truth. Fluffy turned his head. He saw a little pot. Could it be a pot of gold? Fluffy turned back to Tom. But Tom was gone. "Hey," said Fluffy, "you promised." Fluffy heard Tom laughing. "I promised not to move while you turned your head to look," said Tom. "But I never said I wouldn't move while you turned your head back." Ah, boy. Those tricky leprechauns. "Rats," thought Fluffy. "Tricked again." He ran over to the pot. He looked inside. Inside the pot were bits of golden corn. "So this is gold," thought Fluffy. "Happy St. Patrick's Day, Fluffy," said all of the kids. That's so nice. They didn't forget Fluffy on St. Patrick's Day. You know, I used to have a cat named Fluffy. And can you guess why he was named Fluffy? Yeah, he was really fluffy. His fur, he had long fur. So, you know how kids name animals. We named him kind of what he looked like. He looked fluffy, so that's what we named him. "What do you know?" thought Fluffy. He ate some corn. It's my lucky day after all. And you know, anytime your friends are thinking about you and they're doing something to make your day a little extra special, that is a lucky day. So think about what you could do for somebody today to make it their lucky day. What can you do that's nice for them? Could you get your mom a glass of milk? Could you get your cat a little extra snack or food? What could you do today to make somebody have a more lucky day? Think about it. All right, I'll catch you soon. Bye.